I bet you're thinking about moving to the Woodlands Hills in the North Houston area in Texas, right? You've been doing tons of research, reading the blogs, looking at all the YouTube videos. Well, you're gonna wanna stick around because this video is the ultimate guide to moving to and living in the Woodlands Hills. My name is Candis Hidalgo. I'm a licensed Texas real estate agent with Real Broker. I live here in the Woodlands Hills and I help clients buy and sell homes here all the time, and it would be my honor to help you. Now, I've done tons of videos about the Woodlands Hills. We've looked at the amenity center, the pools, the parks, the model homes, the neighborhood. I've done some drive-throughs. I've done just tons of videos, but I wanted to put them all together in this one resource for you. I also have a free guide that you can download. All of the nitty-gritty is in that guide as well. Let's get into it. The Woodlands Hills is a 2,200 acre master planned forested community. It features 112 acres of open space, designer homes from 8 different builders, 20 neighborhood parks that build out. At the heart of the whole community is a 17-acre village park. It's called Founders Park, and this is really the heart of the community because it has so many of the amenities tucked away right within the trees here, and it's where so much of the neighbors get together and do life together. So this is where you're gonna find the spray grounds, the nature-inspired kind of log park, the pools, an activity center with an event lawn, and an entire fitness facility. The dog parks, the tennis courts, all that stuff is right there at that 17-acre Founders Park in the heart of the community. I know that's a lot. They have a lot going on here at the Woodlands Hills. The community also includes an extensive amount of trails for hiking, biking, in addition to dedicated bike lanes along the major collectors. The Woodlands Hills honestly offers some of the best amenities around in a master plan community. It's one of the top reasons that people choose this community over many others in the Houston area. We're gonna dig into the amenities in this video, but if you want to see an in-depth look, make sure you check out my playlist on the Woodlands Hills here on my YouTube channel. I dig into all of that in great detail. The Woodlands Hills has a state-of-the-art fitness center. Inside there are free weights, there's machines like treadmills and cycling machines. Inside the fitness center, initially you're gonna come to a gym area, and right behind some double doors are 2 separate studios where you have access to cycles, yoga mats, weights, free weights, and also 2 TVs that have Wellbeats workouts on them. So if you like to work out with friends or just on your own and have a guided workout, that is all there for you as well. And then right outside of the fitness center is the fitness lawn. That's where you can do yoga or just stretching, or you can do your entire workout. You can bring your free weights out there as well. The fitness lawn overlooks the fitness pool. So we're going to talk about the pools in just a second, but the fitness pool has 3 lanes for workouts. It's open year round, and they also have private cabanas in the fitness pool. So it's just a great area to lounge. You can either lounge there and swim with family, or you can get your workout in there as well. The activity center and event lawn. Spend some quality time with your family and friends in the beautiful, fully equipped activity center and event lawn. This area is where they have house concerts, they have events like Spring Fling and Harvest Festivals, they have movies out on the lawn. They have so many community events out on the lawn at the event center, and inside the activity center, they have all sorts of fun community events inside as well. And you can also reserve that space for a fee. You can reserve it for weddings or bridal showers, baby showers, birthday parties. I've seen it rented out for all sorts of events. So that's available to you as a resident as well. So I mentioned the fitness pool, but there's also a leisure pool with the lazy river. There's a dive pool with the rock wall and where the kids can climb and jump off. Adults do it too. There's lots of fun competitions happening in that pool all the time during the summer. It's just such a wonderful place, especially in the summertime, for the families and neighbors to get together and have fun. There are 4 full-size tennis courts that are lit up at night. There are 2 beautiful, huge dog parks, and there are trails for days winding through the entire community. So you can go for a hike through one of the many nature trails that meander through the community. So as you can tell, if it isn't obvious yet, the Woodlands Hills was designed to help you live a happy and healthy and whole life. They do really place a lot of emphasis on this whole life with places and spaces to encourage neighbors to become friends. And as a resident here, I've got to say that's true. It's not just marketing lingo. From the moment we moved into this community, we made instant friends with our neighbors. They came over and said hi. by. We meet so many people out at the events that they have, and it's just one of those communities where it's easy to find home. You know, especially if you're moving from out of state or from out of the area, you really feel like home very soon. And I believe that's because of the way this community is designed. They really put a lot of thought into the design and bringing the neighbors and community together. The Woodlands Hills master plan is about 4,500 homes. They're about 1/4 of the way finished with that as far as the number of homes built. So there's a little over 900 homes that have been built already. And so there's still a lot of new construction happening. But just to give you an idea of where it is as far as completion, as I drive through my neighborhood and drive across Old Montgomery and maybe just going into Willis for some groceries, I am just blown away by how quickly they're developing some of the other areas of the community. Number 2, the Woodlands Hills versus the Woodlands. What is the difference? You may have heard a lot about the Woodlands because it's been named the #1 best city to live in the entire United States by niche.com for 2 years running. So a lot of people have heard of the Woodlands, and the Woodlands Hills is less well known. So when you hear about the Woodlands Hills, you might think it's just part of the Woodlands. That's what I thought initially when we first moved to this area, but it's not. It's developed by the same developer, which is the Howard Hughes Corporation, but it's about 15 minutes north on I-45. So you just go up from the Woodlands about 15 minutes towards Lake Conroe, and the Woodlands Hills is a brand new community. It's modeled after the Woodlands, so you'll see trees everywhere you look, just like in the Woodlands. That's one of the really noteworthy things about this community. Same thing with the Woodlands, is just the number of trees. You're just enveloped in trees everywhere you look. So it's one of the attractive and desirable things about the community, but it's newer and it's a little bit more hilly as far as topography goes. So it's just a really beautiful place to live, but that's the difference of those two. They are built by the same developer. The Woodlands Hills is just a newer development based on the design of the Woodlands, but you're going to find lots of new construction options out here, and it's just 4 miles from the lake. I'm going to get more into the location in a little bit. Some other things to keep in mind about the difference between the Woodlands and the Woodlands Hills is the Woodlands is much more developed. There's lots of shopping. Everything is pretty much done. So you're not going to find new construction down there. There's restaurants and hospitals and shopping all right there. Of course, that also brings a little bit more traffic and congestion to that area, but it's still a very beautiful place to live. There's also no HOA fee in the Woodlands. They have what's called a township tax, and that's built into your property tax. So you'll have amenities like the pools and parks and everything living in the Woodlands, but there's no HOA fee. You do pay something, but it's in the form of a township tax. Here in the Woodlands Hills, there is an HOA fee. We're going to talk about that a bit more in detail later in the video, but just know that those are a couple of differences as well. The Woodlands has a township tax of 0.1875 as of 2023, and this gets added to your property tax for the year. So it'll cost more depending on the assessed value of your home. So if your home is valued at $400,000, you're not going to be paying as much as if your home is valued at $800,000 if you live in the Woodlands. Whereas if you live in the Woodlands Hills, it doesn't matter if you have a $300,000 house or a $900,000 house, you're going to pay the same HOA fee. A couple things you're going to find in the Woodlands is Market Street with luxury boutique shopping in an open air setting. It has high-end shopping like Louis Vuitton, Tiffany & Co., Tory Burch, Lululemon, all that good stuff. You're also going to find Lake Woodlands. They have lakeside dining, kayaking, and stand-up paddleboarding, but no motorized vehicles. The Woodlands is also very well known for golf. There's 2 championship courses there and plenty of options to fill all your golf needs. Also in the Woodlands is the Cynthia Woods Mitchell Pavilion, which is consistently ranked as one of the top 10 outdoor amphitheaters in the world, and performers have included Jimmy Buffett, Dave Matthews Band, Jack Johnson, Leonard Skinner, Kenny Chesney, symphonies, operas, ballets, you name it. The Woodlands is also very charming. You can spend the day paddling around the waterway on swan boats. There's really a lot to do in the Woodlands, so it's great to have it so close by. Before we move on to the next point, I just wanted to let you know that I get calls and texts and emails all the time from people that are looking to move here to the Woodlands Hills, and it's my honor to help you. I make these videos for you, so if you have any questions or you need somebody to talk to or you're ready to get going, just give me a call, text, leave a comment, reach out to me, and I would be happy to help. Okay, let's move on. Number 3, location, location, location. So we talked about the fact that the Woodlands Hills is in the North Houston area area in Conroe and Willis, Texas. But what is it close to? What's nearby? Let's talk about that. So Woodlands Hills is about 45 minutes from downtown Houston up the I-45. And so it's still, in my opinion, within commuting distance to Houston if that was a need. Just keep that in mind during rush hour or during, high traffic times. It could take you an hour to commute. The Woodlands Hills is about 15 minutes up from the Woodlands, which I find really nice because you have all the wonderful shopping, dining, concerts, nightlife, fun that the Woodlands has to offer, but then you get to come escape into your little retreat here in the Woodlands Hills. It's much quieter out here. There's less hustle and bustle, absolutely. So just keep that in mind. It's a little more rural, small town feel out here in the Woodlands Hills. So also it's just 4 miles to the nearest boat dock in Lake Conroe. There's lots of great swimming areas, boating, fishing, marina with restaurants. There's pretty much everything you could want to do. Tubing is so fun with the kids. Anything and everything you'd want to do in regards to lake life is just 4 minutes away. So that is one of the big draws to the Woodlands Hills area too, because while the Woodlands has Lake Woodlands, you can't do any motorized stuff on Lake Woodlands. You can do kayaking and stand-up paddle, which is awesome and relaxing. But if you wanted to do skiing or boating or tubing or fishing, Lake Conroe is really where it's at. You also have Jimmy Buffett's Margaritaville right on Lake Conroe. That place is so fun if you want to just do a little staycation or just a day. They have day tickets. You could take the kids there, water slides, pools, lake access. They have these really cool little bungalows too that you can reserve, or you could stay in the main hotel. But that is just a really fun attraction. Lots of people come from all over Texas just to go to Margaritaville, and it's right in your backyard. Homes. Let's talk about the homes here in the Woodlands Hills. So many beautiful homes, 8 different builders to choose from. So I mentioned you have options. You can buy new construction or you can buy a resale home. So let's start with the new construction. You and I will work together to find a builder that's right for you, because every builder has different options, different price points, and different sizes of homes and things like that. So you and I will chat and we'll go from there as far as choosing a builder, or if you have a specific builder in mind already, of course we can work with that as well. But if you're going new construction, you can start pretty much at the very beginning by choosing the lot that you want. So this is building from dirt, right? There's nothing there, there's just dirt, and you're like, this is the lot I want. And then you get to pick out everything from the layout, the elevation, what rooms you want, if you want that to be an office or a bedroom, and so on. Do you want your patio extended? What kind of flooring do you want? What kind of cabinetry? What's the colors? Everything. You get to choose everything from the very beginning. So that is absolutely an option when you're buying new construction. That is going to be the lengthiest and most expensive process, but you have complete control. Next is the quick move-in or spec homes from the builders. Now these are homes that the builders have completely built out and ready to go, which means you can go in, find one available, sign the contract, and be moved in within 15 days or 30 days, depending on how you're paying. And those are the quickest move-in. They're still a brand new home, never lived in before, but you're not going to quite have as much control over the layout and the look and the options inside the home. Lastly, you have the option to buy a resale home here in the Woodlands Hills, and this is something like a traditional home buying process. It's basically homes that have been lived in and now somebody is reselling it because they're moving away. Still so many wonderful homes that are resale because this community is still very new. It's only a few years old. Even if you buy a resale home, you're still getting a very new home. So when you buy a resale home, you can expect to pay a little bit less than you're going to pay if you buy brand new construction. Those are some options that you have when moving to the Woodlands Hills. So what are the prices? So homes here start in the 300s, and actually there are some brand new villas that were just released by Chesmar Homes, and those are starting in the high 200s. These are low maintenance, small yard homes, brand new product here in the Woodlands Hills. So we even do have some of those here that are under that 300 mark. But for typical single family homes, they start in the 300s and go all the way up to just under $1 million. So depending on lot size, house size, upgrades, all that good stuff, that all goes into play. But the median home price is $441,000. As I said, there's going to be plenty of homes below and above that price point, but that's just something to keep in mind. Speaking of the builders are Weston Homes, Ravenna Homes, Highland Homes, Perry Homes, Century Communities, Chesmar Homes, David Weekley Homes, and the newest addition, J. Patrick Homes. So the first four I mentioned, Weston, Ravenna, Highland, and Perry, you're going to find some of the more high-end homes, bigger lots, wider lots, you know, nicer upgrades. You will find homes at the higher end of the price point with those. Although Highland Homes has some great overlap, so they offer some smaller homes and more budget-friendly homes as well. I love Highland Homes for that reason and many others. They're one of my faves. Whereas Century, David Weekley, and Chesmar are going to give you more budget-friendly options. Okay, here we are at the number one thing you must do before going into the model homes here in the Woodlands Hills, and that is choose a realtor. Now, whether it's me or somebody else, I want you to partner with a realtor, because when you walk into the model home, the person there that's helping you is called the builder sales representative, and they work for the builder. They are wonderful people and they're very helpful. I have great relationships with all of the builder sales reps here in the Woodlands Hills, but ultimately their fiduciary duty and their loyalty is to the builder. So they're always going to try to get the best price and the best deal for the builder. Now, when you have a realtor by your side, you have an advocate. So if you and I walk into that model home together, the builder knows, okay, this buyer has somebody advocating for them, and the builder pays the buyer's agent commission. So it doesn't cost you anything extra. You just have somebody by your side to advocate for you, to negotiate for you, helping you to find out which incentives are available, helping you to negotiate the best price, especially in a market like this where we have cooled down quite a bit. We can go and we can negotiate either a lower price or better upgrades or cash back at closing, or, you know, buying down interest rates. All of these things could be options. Now, if you're watching this video in another year from now, don't hold me to that, because market changes all the time. But regardless, you're going to want to have a realtor by your side, and the builder pays for it anyways. Okay, number 6, HOA info and property tax fee. The HOA fee for living here in the Woodlands Hills is $998 for the year, so it breaks down to a little over $80 a month. For everything that you get, honestly, that's a steal, in my opinion. You get access to the fitness center, the pools, the grounds, the dog parks, the tennis courts, all the things. So that is the fee for the HOA. In addition, the people that run the HOA here in the Woodlands Hills are just phenomenal. They put on events all the time, like I said, facilitating that community environment and an environment where neighbors really get to meet each other and become friends. So there's always fun events that they're putting on, whether it's flick and float out at the pool in the summertime, which we're just floating around the pool and watching a movie, or pet costume contest, harvest fest, spring fling, just so many really wonderful events. And that's all included in that same HOA fee that you pay annually. Now, property tax rate here in the Woodlands Hills is either 3.03 or 3.14%, depending on if you live in Conroe or Willis side of the neighborhood, and that's down from 3.54%, which is what it was initially. Schools, let's talk about the schools. The Woodlands Hills is zoned to Willis ISD, that's Willis Independent School District. It's a B-rated school district. My kids go to Willis schools. They go to the elementary and the middle school right here next to the community. It's Metter Elementary, Brava Middle School, and Willis High School. And a really cool thing about living in the Woodlands Hills is that there is a private path tucked away behind one of the parks. The park with the path that leads right to the kids' school. It leads to the elementary and the middle school for this community. So I'm going to turn around and you can see the path right behind me. After school, when the kids get out, you can see the path right there. So that's where they head to school and come back out, and then they'll all come out and run to the playground here and hang with each other after school. So for us, it's so convenient. I have 4 young kids that are in that elementary and middle school age. So we ride bikes or walk. If it's a rainy day, we walk because my kids like to take the umbrella. But pretty much most other days we do bikes and scooters. And I ride with my kids to school. My middle schooler now is telling me I have to drop him off at the park now. I can't ride with him all the way. It's growing up so fast. Okay. Anyways, it's such a great perk to have that path, because for any parents out there, y'all know the issue with car line. It is not fun. So to get to bypass car line altogether and just have your kids walk or ride their bike right to school from this private path within the community, you don't have to go out onto the main street. You just walk or ride right there, and it's such a nice, convenient perk. Now, just about 2 miles down FM 830 is the high school, Willis High School. So even that isn't very far away, and by the time your child is in 10th grade, probably, maybe 11th, they're going to get to drive themselves to school. And it's pretty darn close. So did you know that in Texas, the top 10% law guarantees Texas students who graduated in the top 10% of their high school class automatic admission to state-funded universities? That is so cool, right? And that's true for all high schools in Texas. Okay, before I tell you about how to find the latest inventory that's available in the Woodlands Hills, I'm going to tell you about my top 3 pros and cons of living here and why so many people are moving from the Woodlands to the Woodlands Hills. My 3 cons would have to be homes are more expensive than some of the neighboring neighborhoods and communities just because of all of the amenities and the way that this was developed. You just get a lot, and so home prices reflect that. You're going to be paying a little bit more for a home inside the Woodlands Hills than you are for a home outside the Woodlands Hills, if that makes sense. The second con is the high property tax rate. That's very typical for master plan communities that are in the earlier stages of development because they do still have so much that needs to be done. Typically, the property tax rate will go down over time, and in fact, it has already gone down from in the 3.4s to now the 3.2s. So that will continue to go down in theory as the community continues to get developed out. Third con, and I was telling my husband about that and he's like, Candis, this is not a con, but I've just got to say it because for some people it may be, and that's location. So I personally love the location, but I know it may be inconvenient for some people because you're not right next to Target and you're not right next to that really nice shopping at Market Street like you would be if you lived in the Woodlands. So it is definitely a more small town feel. Like I said, I love that. I love that we're a little more rural and small town out here. But if you like the hustle and bustle and you like to be right next to shopping, dining, and all those conveniences, that might be a bit of a con. My top 3 pros for living here. Number 1, first and foremost, is the vibe, the community. Like I said, from the second we moved in here, we felt like it was home, and I'm not exaggerating. We made friends within the first week, and we continue to make more and more friends here. And I believe that's because of the design and the vision for how this community was developed in the first place. So love the vibe, number 1. Number 2 is the amenities because, I mean, come on. The fitness center, like my husband and I ride our bike down to the fitness center. I swim in the pool, the fitness pool with my boys. The leisure pool in the summer can't be beat. We take our dogs to the park, the tennis courts. We don't play tennis very good, but we go and have a good time hitting the ball around. There's just so many amenities, and it's just incredible what you get for your money. And the number 3 pro is location. And so this is kind of the flip side of that coin, the location. I love the small town vibe here. I love the fact that we are 4 minutes to the lake. I love the lake. It's just love the lake. And the fact that we're, if you want to go to an Astros game or go to a big major sporting events down to Houston or just go to the big city, you can go down there for the weekend very easily, or right down to the Woodlands for some high-end shopping. I feel like the location can't be beat because you're tucked away, small town, but you got everything real close by. Okay, and then why are so many people moving from the Woodlands here to the Woodlands Hills? And it's a couple things. Not any more new construction happening in the Woodlands. We have lots of homes from the 90s and early 2000s. So if you're looking for a new energy efficient home, something with a more modern look and feel in a more updated community, then you're really going to want to move up to the Woodlands Hills. And that's why I think we're getting a lot of people moving up to the Woodlands Hills from the Woodlands. The other thing is the Woodlands is getting pretty crowded. It's still beautiful. You're never going to be able to take away the magic of the Woodlands because the way it's designed with all the trees everywhere. I mean, if you look at it from an aerial view, you don't even see a town. You just see trees. But if you're in there driving around, everything is tucked behind the trees. It's just magic. Love the Woodlands, but it is getting pretty crowded. There's more and more traffic there as time goes on, especially with the national attention it's gotten over the past 2 years as the #1 city to live in the entire United States. A lot of people have moved into the Woodlands area. So those 2 reasons are what I think and what I hear from others that are moving here from the Woodlands. That's why lots of people are moving out to this area. Last but not least, how to find the most up-to-date information about what's available in the Woodlands Hills as far as homes. Now, you can go to my website to find the homes, like the resale homes that are available, but that doesn't give you the full picture because, as you know, it's a new construction community. So the builders don't put their homes on the MLS or on Zillow or anything like that. That's really something that you're going to have to get from somebody inside inside the community. They do have some of that on the website called thewoodlandshills.com, but again, the builders don't update that website regularly, so it's really not a very good picture of what's available. So I have created for you my ultimate guide to moving to and living in the Woodlands Hills, and that's pretty much everything we talked about in this video in a free downloadable PDF. But along with that, I'm also going to send you the latest inventory list of what's available, and that's updated weekly, and I'll even send you updates weekly for what's available. If you don't want the weekly updates, you don't have to get them, but just as a courtesy, I offer that to anybody who signs up for this ultimate guide. That's it. You can also leave a comment here on the video or sign up on my website, or just reach out to me and say, hey Candis, help me out, let me know what's going on with the Woodlands Hills. I'm ready to move. Like I said, I get calls and texts and emails all the time from people who are looking to move here to the Woodlands Hills. I'm happy to help. It's my honor, really, and I love to get to help folks move to this wonderful community and greet and welcome my new neighbors into the community. Even if you're not ready to move and you just have questions, let me know. I'm a real person and I'm happy to help. I make these videos for you, so reach out anytime. All right, y'all, I hope this video helped. I tried to squeeze everything into this one video, but be sure to check out my playlist here on my channel for the Woodlands Hills, because if there's any new developments happening, you better believe I'm going to be making a video about it. I live and breathe the Woodlands Hills, so stay tuned and subscribe to my channel if you want all that there is to know about living in the Woodlands Hills and the North Houston area. All right, that's it for now, y'all. Have a wonderful day, and I hope to talk to you soon. Bye.